Hello, my friend. Welcome to this powerful and emotional story about two nations, two borders, and one sudden explosion that changed everything in Southeast Asia. Today, we talk about something real, something painful, a war between Thailand and Cambodia. Two neighbors now separated by fear, fire, and misunderstanding. This is not just about tanks or fighter jets. It is about people, families forced to leave, children waking to bombs, mothers waiting for news. In this story, you will learn English step by step using clear words, real emotions, and a true situation that makes the world hold its breath. You will hear how a quiet morning turned loud, how small disagreements became fire, how maps, politics, and hurt grew into something none of us want. This is more than a story. It is a mirror, a lesson in how peace can break and how hard it is to rebuild. So take a breath, focus your ears, feel the words, understand the meaning. Let this moment become your classroom. You are not just learning English, you are learning how the world works and how words, not weapons, can bring people back together. You will improve your English and your understanding of life, conflict, and courage. Are you ready? Let us begin. It began with silence. A soft morning wind touched the trees near the Thailand-Cambodia border. No one expected war to come that day. The villages were calm. Children walked to school. Farmers fed their animals. People crossed the border like always, selling rice, fruit, and clothing. But something dark was already moving. And in the forest between the two countries, danger was hiding beneath the earth, waiting. Soldiers from both sides often patrolled the area. They walked the same forest paths. They knew this land, or they thought they did. One morning, a group of Thai soldiers walked in single line. Their boots crushed dry leaves. Birds flew overhead. Then, it happened. A loud explosion broke the silence. Fire jumped from the ground. Smoke rose high. A man screamed. Then another. Confusion followed. One soldier had stepped on a landmine. It was not old or rusty. It was new, clean metal, deadly and fresh. The Thai army examined the pieces. They said it was a modern Russian-made mine, not something left from an old war. They believed someone had placed it there recently. Over the next few days, more explosions happened. More soldiers were injured. Some lost legs. In total, 10 Thai soldiers were hurt. The pain was real. The anger came quickly. Thai leaders said Cambodia was responsible. Cambodia answered immediately. They denied everything. They blamed Thailand. Both sides accused each other. Both sides showed proof. No one trusted the other. Words turned into fire. Artillery began to fly. Rockets crossed the border. A Thai base was attacked. Cambodia said it was self-defense. Thailand sent fighter jets fast, loud, powerful F-16s. They hit targets inside Cambodia. Bombs fell near military posts. The sound echoed for miles. Families ran. Towns emptied. The border, once open, was now full of soldiers. The air was heavy with smoke and fear. Yet, two countries, two armies, and no peace, just pain. The world watched and waited. Could it be stopped, or would it grow worse? The first questions rose from the people. Why now? Why this place? What are they really fighting for? The answer was old, very old, more than 100 years in the past. It was about maps. It was about a mountain and a temple. The temple is called Priya Vihir. It stands on a cliff in the Dangrek Mountains. It is beautiful, ancient, built in the 11th century. For many years, both countries claimed it. Both said, "This is ours." Cambodia said history was clear. Thailand said the land was theirs. In 1962, the International Court gave the temple to Cambodia. Thailand accepted the result, but only the building, not the land around it. That small detail caused big problems. The land around the temple is still a question, still a wound, still a reason to fight. From 2008 to 2011, there were shootings. Some soldiers died, some villagers left, but peace always returned for a while. Now, the same fight has returned, but this time, it feels different, bigger, louder, and more dangerous. The two leaders speak strong words. They defend their flags, but the people they lose homes, money, jobs, and family. A factory worker named Shiri from Cambodia lost her son. He crossed the border to sell fruit. Now, she cannot find him. A Thai farmer named Aaron said he lost half his crops. Shells landed near his field. The cows ran. The land burned. Neither of them planted landmines. Neither of them asked for war. But both of them are paying the price. This is the story of how it begins not with a big battle, but with a small step, a hidden bomb, a spark. And that spark has now started a fire across the land. In a small Cambodian village near the border, a teenage boy named Dara lived with his grandmother. He loved school and wanted to become a teacher. But after the bombing started, his school closed. The teachers left. The children ran home. The classroom turned into a shelter. Dara was afraid. At night, he heard rockets. In the morning, smoke covered the hills. He asked his grandmother, "Why are they fighting?" She said, "Because they don't listen. They don't talk. They don't understand each other." Dara wanted to understand. He wanted to listen. He wanted to learn more than just history and math. He wanted to learn peace. So he opened an old notebook. On the cover, it said, "English Practice." He had not touched it in months, but now it felt important. He believed that English could help him understand what people from both countries were saying. Maybe it could help him find truth. Dara began studying alone. He listened to old radio lessons. He repeated simple words out loud. His voice was soft, but it grew stronger. He used self-talk, speaking English to himself. He looked at a tree and said, "This is a tree. The tree is tall and green." He looked at his home and said, "This is my house. It is small. It is made of wood." He described his world in English. At first, it was hard. He made many mistakes. He could not remember all the words. He forgot simple verbs. He laughed at himself. But he did not stop. He tried again. Every day, he practiced. He wrote the new words on paper and said them aloud 3 times. Then, he recorded his voice on an old phone. He listened to it and corrected the mistakes. He was shy, but curious. Meanwhile, across the border, a girl named Molly in Thailand was doing something similar. She had to leave her job at the fruit market. The road was blocked. Her father lost his farm. Her brother was sent to the army. She felt alone, sad, and angry. But Molly remembered her favorite YouTube channel. It was for learning English through stories. She opened it again and listened with new ears. She said the words out loud. She followed the speaker. She practiced shadowing, repeating what she heard, again and again, until she felt the rhythm. She did not think about being perfect. She thought about being honest, saying something real, speaking clearly, telling her story someday. Dara and Molly never met, but they were doing the same thing, using English not for travel or money, but to stay strong during chaos. Dara learned how to say, "I don't want war." Molly learned to say, "We are just people. We want peace. We want a future." Both of them wrote these sentences in their notebooks. They read them every morning. It was their quiet resistance, their hope in words. In the middle of bombs, words became powerful. While others shouted in anger, they whispered in English. And slowly, their voices grew louder. One afternoon, Dara heard a strange sound in the sky. It was not a bird. It was louder. It moved fast and shook the air. He looked up and saw a fighter jet. It flew low over the trees, leaving a trail of smoke. Everyone ran, but Dara stayed. He took out his notebook. He opened to a blank page. He wrote, "Today, I saw a plane. It was loud. I felt afraid." Then, under it, he wrote, "I want to live in peace. I want to go back to school. I want to be a teacher." He read those lines out loud, slowly, like a prayer. Then he whispered them again this time, recording them into his phone. Molly, in Thailand, was watching YouTube again. She heard a story about a boy in Cambodia who learned English during the war. The story felt familiar. She left a comment in English, "I am Thai. I do not hate. I want peace too. Can we talk?" Dara saw the comment. He read it many times. His heart beat fast. He replied, "Yes, we can talk. I am from Cambodia. I am learning English too." That one reply started something small but powerful. They began to write to each other simple English, short messages, full of meaning. "I have 2 cows," Dara wrote. "Now only one." Rocket noise made them run. "I sell fruit," Molly replied. "But now the road is closed. We have no money." They did not talk politics. They talked about food, about fear, about little Joy's mango trees, old songs, learning verbs, and missing friends. Every day, they sent short voice messages to each other. Dara said, "Today, I learned past tense. I walked, I studied, I believed." Molly replied, "Today, I helped my father. He is sick. I cleaned the house. I want to speak better English so I can tell stories." They corrected each other gently. They repeated each other's words. They became teachers, not enemies. One day, Molly asked, "Can I hear you say this? Peace is better than pride." Dara recorded it. He said it slowly, clearly, with feeling. Then Dara asked, "Can you say this? I don't want my government to fight yours." Molly did. Her voice shook, but she finished. Their English was not perfect, but it was honest, and that was enough. Enough to understand, enough to connect, enough to change something. People around them saw it. Molly's little sister asked to learn English too. Dara's neighbor gave him a new notebook, saying, "For your words." Even as the bombs fell, these 2 voices rose quiet but strong. A new kind of language was growing, made not of politics, but of hope. In a world full of shouting, 2 young learners chose listening. In a war full of fire, they planted seeds of understanding. And it all started with simple English and a message, "Can we talk?" One night, Dara's village was hit. A rocket landed near his home. His grandmother screamed. The windows broke. The sky turned red. He held her tight. She was shaking. The house was not safe anymore. They had to leave. They walked in the dark, carrying nothing. They stayed in a crowded shelter. No power, no beds, just mats and noise. Dara had no space to study. His notebook was wet. He stopped practicing English. He stopped sending messages. He stared at the wall. Days passed. He felt empty, like learning had no meaning anymore. What's the point, he thought. Words cannot stop bombs. His eyes were tired. His heart heavier than his body. He wanted to quit. Meanwhile, Molly also faced pain. Her father was taken by soldiers for questioning. He never came back. Her mother cried every night. Molly felt broken. She wanted to scream, but only silence came out. She looked at her notebook but could not read a word. She stopped shadowing. She deleted the English app. She turned off her phone. She wanted to forget, to disappear. One morning, Dara opened his old messages. He saw Molly's last voice note. She had said, "You are brave, don't stop, keep learning." He played it again. And again. Her voice shook, but it was kind. It felt like sunlight in a cave, like a match in darkness. He found a pencil. It was short and cracked. He wrote one line. "I will try again. Just one more time. Just today." He spoke slowly. "I feel sad. I feel tired. But I will not stop. English is my hope." He cried, but he spoke. Molly. 2. Found Dara's last message. "Can we talk again?" He had written. Just 4 words. But they held her like hands. She replied, "Yes, please. I need to speak. I miss our English." Her voice was soft, but she was smiling. They both began again, from the middle of pain, from the lowest point. They picked up the pieces, word by word. Dara made a new plan, 10 minutes of English each morning. Just 10. That was enough. Molly returned to shadowing, starting with greetings. She said, "Hello, my name is Molly. I am strong. I can learn. I can grow." Her voice became clear again. English was not magic. It did not end the war. But it gave them something real, a small power inside a broken world, a way to understand, a way to talk, a way to choose connection over fear. And that was enough to keep going. Weeks passed. The war slowed down. No one said it was peace, but the guns were quiet. People came out of hiding, step by step. Dara returned to his village. The house was damaged, but still standing. His grandmother smiled. "We are home," she said softly. He cleaned the floor. He fixed the roof. Then he sat down, opened a new notebook, and wrote, "This is where I continue." Molly's father came back. He was tired but safe. Her family cooked a warm meal. For the first time in weeks, she laughed again. They opened the English app together. Molly taught her father how to say, "Thank you." He said it slowly, and she clapped. Then one day, Dara and Molly had their first video call. They were nervous. Their hands shook, but they smiled when they saw each other. "Hello," Dara said. "You are real." "Yes," Molly replied. "And you are brave." They talked for 10 minutes. Not perfect, but honest, full of feeling. They said things that didn't need translation. They promised to teach others. Dara began helping children in the village learn English using pictures and songs. Molly started a small class in her neighborhood. They were no longer just students. They were storytellers, helpers, messengers of peace. Their notebooks became symbols. Their voices became light. They learned 5 simple lessons. Dara wrote them on the classroom wall. Small steps matter. Mistakes are part of learning. Speaking is brave. Connection is stronger than fear. Hope begins with one word. Every day. They repeated those lines. Every day, more people joined. Young, old, rich, poor. Everyone needed words more than weapons. In a place once divided by borders, 2 young learners showed a new path, not with perfect grammar, but with perfect heart. And you, listener, are part of this story now. You are reading this in English. You are learning. You are growing. So here is your moment, your page, your voice. This your turn? Start today.